Okay.
Okay,
All
let me
right.
just get into a
Go ahead.
a reaction to one of the. I don't know if you could read some of
Yeah, I can
the
see it. Hmm.
comments. So these are Filipinos commenting on his video. Says this is a great video because with put with much thought into it, especially if people who travel a lot or moving to their place, friendships and relationships takes time.
Take
Yes,
time.
I agree. Filipinos are generally friendly and welcoming, but it also takes time like any other culture and build something true. However, because I guess that's what some of the foreigners were complaining about, that they don't really get deep friendships here.
Hmm.
But I think what she's trying to say is basically they don't get deep friendships right away. We like to take our time. I don't know how
Hmm.
true that is or not, but I
Hmm.
guess in more Western cultures, they're best friends right away. I guess is what she's trying to say. However, initial steps will take easier here. Ah, okay, okay. I think she has a point. So it's easier to make friends, like superficial friends here right away because it's easy to come up to people and make friends, but
Right.
like deeper personal relationships, like, hey, my father is like this or my dad is like that, we have a poor Filipino family dynamic, it's harder to get into.
Right.
I guess what this commenter is saying, you just need to get to know them better if they are sincere and true like any other people before they get really deep, get into deeper friendships.
Right.
Hope you did indeed build true friendships, I guess. That's what most of the foreigners were commenting about, but there's still a distance. You're still a foreigner. I'm a Filipino, and we probably can't be close friends. But there's still
Right.
some cultural difference somewhere. Do you feel the same way?
Um.
Like deep friendships versus superficial, fast Jollibee friendships, fast food
Well, it
friendships.
depends, really, because coming from a Western world and all of a sudden moving to the Philippines, the cultural dynamic is completely different, and the
Mm,
lifestyle.
mm,
Unless you find somebody that have the same lifestyle, then maybe it'll be easier, you know. Honestly, for me, I wouldn't know,
mm,
But if I move to the Philippines, will I be able to find the same meaningful friendships that I have here?
mm.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Really, it all depends on how I approach it or what kind of people that you know I might
Yeah.
be able to be friends with.
Of course, it's hard to tell. Okay, let's move on. But just one more point about the comment section. I think this is what
Yeah,
I really wanted to react to, the comment section of this video.
yeah, yeah.
Um, the I wanted to address the idea of Filipinos basically, or the foreigners were saying that they kind of felt like that Filipinos kind of look at foreigners na mas mataas ng konti, that they're a little higher
Hmm.
in far as social, maybe social class. I Let's see, one of the reactions here is, I don't agree. It's not necessarily meant foreigners are higher. For me,
Hmm.
it's a misconception because Filipinos are usually like that, even to our fellow Filipinos. I guess being
Correct.
nice. For
Yeah.
me, it's more on civility. Um, but yeah,
Ah,
but a lot
yeah,
of the
I
foreigners
agree.
were complaining that they kind of felt like they were a little above,
Mm, mm.
and then
Yeah, I mean, I can see where that. I don't think they actually feel that way. I think they're being viewed that way. Is how they felt like. I think they felt like since they're foreigners, they're being viewed in a higher social standard. You know,
mm-mm, mm-mm.
um, but I don't think it's all like that. I don't think it's all the same way. Depende rin
Yeah,
talaga kung sino i-approach mo. It all depends really on who you approach.
but I guess I understand that lady's comment a while ago about, it's easy to make friends right away because we know how to be civil, we know how to be nice to each
In the
other
Philippines.
if we have to, yeah, especially to foreigners if we have to. But I also
W-
get the awkwardness feeling, siguro, like
Yeah.
why would this foreigner, maybe this is how she's thinking, or how some of us are thinking, like, why would this foreigner like want to make friends with me?
Hmm.
Like, why would this foreigner want to make friends with me? I'm just a regular Filipino, and
Right.
there's something going on in the back of our minds, whether it's positive or negative. There's some awkwardness, siguro,
Uh
and
yeah, I
I
think
don't
that's
want to
what that
waste.
is.
and maybe I don't want to waste this foreigner's time. They got people to meet and places to go to. I'm just a regular foreigner. They just ask me where the toilet is or where the restaurant or where the Jollibee is. I'm happy to tell
Right.
them. But as far as meeting my family and getting to know me as a person for real, like,
Right.
mm, I'm a little sus.
Ah, I think that's exactly what it is. It's just cultural. I wouldn't say me specifically cultural differences. It's more like the awkwardness of approaching somebody. Because unfortunately, a lot of Filipinos do. I think the social awkwardness comes from the fact that they get embarrassed or shy of speaking English to these foreigners.
There's that
Because
also. Yeah.
yeah, it could also be the embarrassing factor that, oh yeah, I sound ridiculous, or I might sound ridiculous speaking English, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, if you find it kind of interesting, because foreigner asking foreigners their
Yeah,
reaction to being living in the Philippines, you might want to look at his channel. It's Rob Wonders. Check him out,
yeah.
and we'll get him on if we can. But look, we can move
Real,
on or what? But it
yeah.
was just
One last thing though,
sucky.
can I say one last thing
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
for foreigners out there who might see this video? Listen, don't be afraid to approach the locals in the Philippines. You know what I mean? Take
Yeah,
the time. It's to be honest with you, it'll be easier to communicate with them or to start a communication and break that
no,
barrier if you approach them.
no, no, no. I don't think that's the problem. I think what the general sentiment of some of the Filipinos that are commenting on his video is
Mm,
that they're that the foreigners were commenting on the video that they can't seem to get like deeper like relationships, but there's still this awkwardness, there's still this distance, we're still keeping our distance. And what that other lady was saying, it takes time for us to build like long
right.
lasting deep relationships.
Right.
We're nice and friendly on the offset, but as
Hmm.
far as like you staying longer in our house and sleeping over, we might have to charge you rent. Parang ganun siguro. Like it's not
Yeah, that
going to
makes
be.
sense.
We're not going to be. Yes, we're welcoming for a couple of nights, but if you're gonna stay here for a week, we'll be a little sus.
Jeez, okay. All right, then. All right, moving on.
Go ahead.
No,
Just
you had something else. Go ahead.
no, bitin lang because I can't find my phone. There was another comment that I screenshotted a while ago. I wanted to share with you, and then
Uh,
now natambakan na. A lot of people were, or
yeah,
I can't seem to find that comment anywhere. But generally, that's what I was saying.
yeah.
That there's this awkwardness. Oh, here. Didn't found it. Just one last. Sorry,
Sure, sure, sure.
I took a screenshot. I wasn't able to. I'm not going to be able to share it with you right now,
That's
but
fine.
I'll
That's
just
fine.
read it. As a Filipino, I absolutely agree that we tend to put the foreigners higher than us Filipinos. It is already carved inside us. Part of the
Right.
tradition to put foreigners ahead of us is as part of showing them importance. As long as these foreigners are showing respect and knows how to follow rules and the law in this country, we will treat them not less than equally. However, if they start disrespecting us in any way, that is a different story to tell. So that's like the my joking about you like staying over for a longer time. Like, ay, ba na
Yeah.
yan? I'm gonna start charging you rent. So it's like
Right, right, right.
we're we're making you feel welcome by being under you a little bit, and then like giving you whatever it is that you might need, or letting you ahead of us if you're walking, or opening the door for you.
Hmm.
But if we notice that you're taking advantage or what, we're going to step up and say like, hey, that's not right anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Parang, but I think as Filipinos also, there's this thing that I heard about before when I first started working, on the radio. I was so into doing the radio, listening to the radio stuff that I heard before when I was in the States. And then when I moved to the Philippines, I thought I would like adapt that, like to share my ideas, right? And then I remember my station manager said something really important to me na parang makibagay ka muna.
Mm.
Try to match our level first.
Right. That's a
We
good way
know
of putting it.
we know that you're higher and you have more experience, yada yada yada. But we want to know also if you can go down to our level, and
Right.
then we'll start trusting you with your ideas, so we move up together. Parang
Right,
ganon.
right, right, right. So, is it safe to say that Filipinos are over accommodating and overcompensating, that foreigners are being I guess not too open or too scared to approach the locals.
No, no, no.
Is that making am I making sense here?
No, I don't think it's about approaching it. It's about like what's after the approach.
Ah, I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see.
So everybody agrees that Filipinos are friendly. So the approach is easy. Whether the Filipino approaches the foreigner or the foreigner approaches the Filipino,
Mm.
we're not going to
How
run
relatable
away.
can you get?
We're
Basically,
not going to run away, and we're not going to say get out of the country.
right,
We're going to help you. We might even walk you all the way to the Jollibee or to the toilet if
right,
if you need some help.
right.
But as far as longer friendships are concerned or deeper friendship are concerned, like go with what Dagan is doing. Like inuman ka muna. Like let's
Mm.
have a drink first before
Be
you start.
relatable.
Yeah, be relatable first. Yun, makibagay ka muna, or show
Yeah,
us that you can do it, do our ways.
got it. Got it. That's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway,